Hey, I'm Kyle from Animist, and I thought I'd give you a little background just so you can hear it from me rather than just reading it on this page about why I started Animist and how it all began. So it began in the spring of 2015 in Stanley Park in Vancouver, where I'm from, where I started doing these spirit quests in the forest where I teach people about ecology and I teach people practices to immerse themselves in the ecology. So essentially meditation practices to get people out of their minds into their bodies and into a state where their senses are really activated by the surroundings around them. And I was teaching meditation for about 3 or 4 years before that, and I just got tired of teaching it inside, like it's just, or you know, just through video. I wanted to teach it outside in nature, where I think it's a natural place to practice, a natural place to awaken our senses. So doing these spirit quests, it kind of developed, and then I did other quests in the Pacific Spirit Rainforest in Vancouver, in the mountains around Vancouver, in the Sea to Sky corridor. And then I did a trip to Bali, I did a retreat there, I did one in Thailand, and then I've done them now all over the world. And out of that, I developed obviously this passion for teaching in the forest and this love of trees I've really had since I was a kid, and for learning about forest ecology and the kind of holistic nature of how ecosystems thrive in this cohesive kind of family-like community of plants and trees and animals and birds. And in early 2018, I started Animist. So Spirit Quest Adventures evolved into Animist because I wanted to help restore these forests that I love and protect these forests that I love. So now we do a reforestation project in Madagascar, where we're helping the locals in Madagascar rewild their landscapes that have been badly clear-cut and badly damaged ecologically by the French colonization there, particularly since an overthrow of, I believe, a democratically elected government there in 2006. So we helped the locals basically replant their mangrove swamps to prevent the salination of their aquifers and for their agriculture. So it's very important that they have these mangrove swamps, mangrove trees restored. Otherwise, you know, they may not have good land to grow, because you can't grow land, or you can't grow healthy crops with salty water. So out of that, we basically developed this a subscription service where you can actually subscribe and neutralize your carbon footprints, so that you don't feel guilty that, you know, you're living this lifestyle that is having a high cost in terms of carbon being built. Because anyone in a highly developed society, you know, the standard of living is powered by the burning of carbon, whether it's to heat your home or to power your car or to the plane to get around where you go throughout the year, or, you know, the clothes you wear, or the iPhone or smartphone that you use that has all these rare earth minerals that have to be transported all over the world and mined and everything. So we have this huge impact on the planet around us, and I think we can learn to reduce our ecological footprint and neutralize our carbon footprint, which is about half of our overall footprint in terms of the energy that we're burning. So it's very easy to neutralize your carbon footprint with the reforestation, with trees being planted on your behalf, so that, you know, you're actually giving back what you're taking from the planet. And then ecological footprint's a little wider. It's like the fish you're eating from the sea and whatever else you eat in your diet. It has an impact on the world around you. And each year, really, we're using about 50% more resources than the world can support, the nature can support. So what's happening is we're creating these ecological debts. And even our debt in our financial system is more and more reflecting that we are running out of time and running out of money and resources, because we've strained our ecosystem so much. And it's quite sad what we're doing to the planet. And people like you and me can rise up and create a movement and actually stop this. We don't have to wait for our governments. In fact, we should be pushing our governments to do it, but also doing it on a grassroots level in our communities, rewilding our senses, rewilding our children, rewilding our schools, you know, our communities, by getting more in touch with the land we live on. So that's why I started Animist, to help people awaken their senses and their connection to nature. Like, we are the soil, we are the air, we are the water, we are the sunlight. This is what makes us, and the food we eat that creates us, you know, it comes from all that. So it's like we need to protect that, otherwise we're just crazy humans that tell bad stories that lead to really stupid actions. So we need to reverse that. and create new mythologies, new stories about how we are connected to the earth, and that involve this ecological intelligence and this creative intelligence of nature that we become disconnected from in especially the most highly developed or highly domesticated countries, where we've been domesticated by sitting in chairs and staring at screens, and in these schools where we learn very passively, and we learn disconnected from the land and from our lineages and from a wider culture in this more and more globalized consumer monoculture. So we have to rise up as individuals, as communities, as the human race, to live in harmony with the world, with nature that sustains us, and live this better way of life, because the current way of the mainstream is a way that has very short future, and then very soon after, maybe a couple decades, no future at all. In fact, that way of life may very much goes extinct. So we really need to wake up and connect to nature again, rewild our senses, and connect with ourselves, with the people around us, and create these self-organizing grassroots communities where we can take action, reduce our overall ecological footprint, and start restoring and rewilding the landscapes that inspire us and where we live. So yeah, that's what Animist is all about. My name's Kyle Pierce again. I want to thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line, email, or message me through Facebook. I'm always happy to answer people's questions and just jam on nature and ecology, permaculture, and animism. Okay, thanks a lot for watching.